So with the earth ascending to the fifth dimension, we see a lot of people waking up to their own spirituality, and I can attest to that because I'm one of them. Just, I guess, 9 months back or so, I didn't even believe in God, and now look at me, having my own spiritual channel, having spiritual intuitive candles out there, trying to understand and make my way into my own spirituality and everything. And if this is happening with me, it must be happening with a lot of people, and I see it happening among people. So I thought it'll be cool to kind of make a video describing my own journey towards spirituality and how I kind of navigated, still am navigating through this journey, and how maybe other people will look at it and they'll be able to kind of, it might help them in their own journey, because this I think it's a very confusing one, and if you don't know where to go, it can be really confusing, because there are like a million, trillion, billion videos out there. The content related to spirituality is so much, and we can always pick and choose among them and see what really suits us. But for me, as a person who started, I was fortunately following a few people before my spiritual awakening, who were psychics and people I really trust. Not because they were psychics, but because of where they were coming from, how they spoke about things, and how they were really, really committed to their own causes. And that is why when I started getting into spirituality, I was like, I exactly know who to follow. But then when I got into it, and the more I started evolving, I was like, okay, so I have this thought process and I have these beliefs that might not be reflected all the time in all of the people I follow. So it's like, okay, so I am spiritually awakening, but I have my own thought process and my beliefs that need to be directed and channeled in a way and expressed by me in certain ways. So I started looking at things a lot differently, and I was like, it is time for me to understand my own self and my own belief system and what I wanted to do with how I'm awakening, because a lot of the content I followed was very different to where I wanted to go. And so I had to evolve, and in my journey of evolution, I discovered something very different than what I initially got into, because I was very dualistic when I got into it. But as time progressed, I became someone who is aiming for those higher level consciousness and vibrations. I didn't want to stay in this reality where duality was possible, only duality was possible. So I started thinking about the approach I should have to life and spirituality in general, and how it should be based upon the larger consciousness, and not just this thing, just this dualistic approach that we have on this planet. So I would say that I'm chasing after the qualities that God has, and that is what I want to aspire to become like. So in that process, I try to get rid of dualistic approach that I have in life, where there's good and bad, like good and evil and stuff like that, like all stuff like that. There's a lot of gray in life, and sometimes, you know, things that are bad for other people are good for other people. So what's good and what's bad, it's very, very objective and subjective at the same time. So there again, there's no duality in it. It's like there's this soup of everything like everything combined. There's a soup, and you just gotta acknowledge it sometimes. Like, at least for me, my spirituality has led me to this belief that being in a dualistic mindset will actually stop you from evolving. And this is something I really wanted to talk about, especially to people who are just starting. If you stay in that dualistic mindset, you might not be able to really see where angels come from or where God is coming from. If you stay dualistic, whatever will come in front of you will be dualistic, because that is how you attract things. That is just the law of attraction. So if you want to explore more, then maybe start shedding those dualistic approaches, and you will be able to dive deeper into it.